Previously, some of you may remember I talked about the journey of £1 uh, on your debit or credit card that you spend, how it ends up going down to zero through the credit card commissions, which is roughly about 2% on average. So you imagine I spend £1 with you, the commission that the retailer has to pay is 2%. That retailer then goes and buys his goods, say from Costco's, pays another 2%, and you can see how that ends up becoming zero. I wanted to talk about, I know this is not positive, but it made me laugh when I was writing it. And I want to talk about the journey of a single pound. And I did it in a story. I often do this when I'm on the train or just randomly I write stuff. I love doodling as well when I'm thinking. It helps out quite a lot. You should try it yourselves. So I've worded this the journey of a single pound. A lonely, battered, overworked pound. I've tried to mock it a little bit and bit of satire as well. Um, that you fought to earn and the system fights to take it back. The system being government. Before the pound even reaches your hand, it's already wounded. Your employer pays a tax just for giving you a job. You pay income tax, you pay national insurance. The pound arrives in your pocket already limping, already bruised, already half claimed by the state. Bear in mind, when we talk about taxation, there's not just a taxation on your wage, it's all the stealth tax and other taxes. But the journey has only just begun, as I'm going to go on to explain. You try to spend it, and instantly VAT takes its cut. Not politely, not quietly, it's baked into the price, hidden in the shadows, a stealthy hand in every transaction. I hope you understand that, by the way. The pound travels through the supply chain like a prisoner being marched through checkpoints. So true. At the factory gate, business rates. On the lorry, fuel duty. At the warehouse, more business rates. On the insurance policy, insurance premium tax. If it crossed the border, customs duty. If it used electricity, VAT on energy, plus environmental levies. If it's food, clothing, electronics, every step has a toll booth. And every toll booth demands tribute or contribution. I was being a bit facetious there. Corporation tax, that's priced into the product. Workers' income tax, priced in. Employees NI, priced in. Energy taxes, priced in. Transport tax, priced in. By the time your pound reaches the shop shelf, it has been taxed, retaxed, and taxed again. And I've gone fast to say taxed and taxed and taxed, taxed and taxed again on layer upon layer. Like geological sediment builds from decades of policy. So it's just layered upon layered upon layered, is what I'm trying to say there. And when you finally spend a pound, thinking you've made a simple purchase, you're actually paying for an entire chain of invisible levies stacked on top of one another. I've not written this down here, but if you were to think about it, if you just remove the entire tax system, just remove the whole lot, you would be gobsmacked at what that good would have actually cost or service would have actually cost. This is the part that nobody tells you. Your £1 is not taxed once. It is taxed almost every stage of its existence, from A to Z, from creation to production to consumption to disposal. Some economists argue that by the time the pound has completed its journey, up to 90% of its value has been touched by tax in one way, shape, or form. This isn't conspiracy, it's not a slogan, it's the quiet architecture of the system, a system where the headline tax rate is only the tip of the iceberg. So many people believe they may get taxed 12% or 40% or 50%. It's not true. People feel squeezed because they are squeezed, not by one tax, but by dozens of them. They're everywhere. Everywhere. The roads you pay for, you're having to pay for parking spaces as a tax. And you actually pay for them over and over again. Not by one moment, but by every moment. And until we shine the light on the hidden layers, which we will never know the extent, the stealth tax, the frozen thresholds, the duties buried in the supply chain, people will keep blaming themselves for the cost of living crisis. That was never their fault. £1 earned is not £1 kept, and the public deserves to know why.